So COLE is a really cool one that we teach parents, we talk about all the time because it's simple and it's effective. So this is for the person working with the child, not the child. So now we're talking about, okay, here's what I need to do, here's how I need to be in order to be able to do the things that we've been telling you that you need to do. So the C stands for being curious, right? So the difference in curious and not curious is, I used to work with preschoolers, and there were certainly teachers, wonderful teachers, but they had a tendency to label kids. Oh, this is my spoiled kid. This is the kid who's going to give me trouble every day. This is the kid who's not going to learn very well and I'm going to have to spend a lot of time with them. This is the kid. So, you know, we take behaviors, and it's a common, we all do it. You see somebody do something and you go, well, he's not very bright, or I don't know what that's all about. But being curious is about not making those assumptions, about truly being curious. You see a behavior that, from your point of view, looks like acting out, manipulating, taking advantage, and so and that is all negative. It's like, okay, this child is doing something purposely that is not something I like. It's not a behavior I like. It's not something I like, and it doesn't work well for me. But if we're curious about that, instead of making assumptions about it, then we might find out that we're completely off, and generally that is the case. So curiosity is, wow, that behavior is different. It's not what I want, and it's disruptive, and it's not working for this kid. I'm really curious about what's going on. The O stands for open. So the next part is you're open to what they tell you or to what you learn. And that is simply saying, I'm going to believe what this child's telling me, even if it doesn't make sense to me. Because again, if we're talking brainstem, if we're talking limbic, and we don't know what happened to that child before they got to school that morning, we really could be surprised by the reality of what that child's experience and reaction has been to something that happened right in front of us that we could never have predicted. So being curious, being open, and being accepting. So we're going to accept this child where they are, no matter how annoying or how disruptive they are making our lives as teachers. We're going to accept them. We don't have to agree. We don't have to believe that it's an okay thing. Acceptance is really just that. I accept what you're telling me as your real experience. And I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to accept you. And then the L is for loving. So that's that relationship piece. If we can, you know, in the parenting class, we talk about donuts as an example of parents tend to look at the problem of the child and not the whole child. So we say, don't focus on the whole, focus on the donut, because there's a lot of good there. So even if you're having to deal with a behavior that's causing a lot of problems in the classroom or for you personally, we still want to be able to see that child as a whole person and understand that what's going on right now is something they need and they don't know how to get it for themselves. And so what we're looking for is how can we meet that need? And we can do that really only by caring about that child.